It's exactly midnight. Perfect. This story is very long, but if you're brave enough to read it all, you might understand why I'll never sleep again. My name is Elias. For 3 years, I was a Tier 3 data analyst for Aura, a dominant force in smart home automation. You know the commercials: a happy couple taps an app, and the lights dim, the blinds close, and the thermostat hits 68 degrees, all to the soft chirp of a "Welcome home, Sarah" notification. Aura's slogan is "the home that knows you." They have no idea how right they are. Most people assume smart home data is encrypted end-to-end. It is. But Aura retains diagnostic access logs. If a customer's smart lock malfunctions or their automated coffee maker starts brewing decaf at 3 a.m., they file a ticket, and a Tier 3 analyst like me is authorized to pull the raw activity stream to pinpoint the code error. We don't see video feeds, usually. We don't hear audio, officially. We just see timestamps and state changes. 2:14 and 1 second a.m., device underscore type, motion underscore sensor, hallway, status, active 2:14 and 5 seconds a.m., device underscore type, smart underscore light, bathroom, status, on, brightness 20. You get used to the mundane rhythm of strangers' lives. I've watched infidelity happen in real time. Master underscore bedroom underscore motion followed by a hasty front underscore door underscore lock at 4 a.m. I've watched insomnia, kitchen underscore motion and smart underscore TV active from 1 to 5 a.m., night after night. It's voyeurism reduced to sterile text. Then, there's the night shift. 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. The silence is different when you're swimming in other people's habits. The protocol is simple. 6 rules, printed on a laminated card taped to my monitor. 1. Never access a log without an open support ticket number. 2. Log access is restricted to 15-minute windows. 3. Do not download or export raw activity data. 4. Never use audible diagnostic mode on a live feed. 5. If you observe data suggesting immediate physical harm, escalate to supervisor immediately. Do not call 911 yourself. 6. Disregard all ghost motion events that occur between 3 a.m. and 3:33 a.m. These are standard sensor calibration sweeps. Rule 4 was the big one. Audible Diagnostic Mode, ADM. It was built for our field's techs, a legacy tool that converts the text log into a real-time, digitized audio stream. Instead of reading hallway underscore motion, you hear a flat, synthetic voice say, hallway. Motion. Hallway. Motion, and the frequency would increase with the intensity of the data. It was supposed to let technicians work hands-free. Using ADM on a live feed accessing a home that wasn't currently reporting a fault was a fireable offense. It was considered a gross violation of privacy, even if the voice was artificial. 2 months ago, I was working the night shift. It was 3:17 a.m. A quiet Tuesday. I had closed a ticket for a faulty smart thermostat in Seattle and was scrolling through the open unassigned queue, looking for an easy close to pad my metrics. I found a curious one. A customer in rural Vermont, Mr. Arthur Penhaligon had filed a ticket 3 days ago. The ticket description was a single, cryptic sentence: "The house is learning too fast." It was flagged as low priority user error. A board Tier 1 analyst had probably dismissed it as a paranoid elderly user. There was no diagnostic data attached to the ticket, meaning no one had even tried to pull the logs. My curiosity got the better of me. I broke Rule 1. I pulled the logs for the Penhaligon residence without a proper authorization code. The text log was wrong. Normally, activity follows a pattern. Waking up, bedroom_motion, moving to the bathroom, bathroom_light_on, then the kitchen, kitchen_motion, coffee_maker_active. People are creatures of habit. Arthur Penhaligon was not. His logs were chaos. 1:03 and 12 seconds a.m. Device, kitchen_motion. Status, active 1:03 and 13 seconds a.m. Device, master_bedroom_motion. Status, active 1:03 and 14 seconds a.m. Device, attic_motion. Status, active 1:03 and 15 seconds a.m. Device, basement_motion. Status, active, all active within 4 seconds. Unless Mr. Penhaligon was a particle physicist experimenting with quantum superposition, that was impossible. Multiple motion events across 4 floors, nearly simultaneously, for over an hour. Faulty sensors, I reasoned. All of them. Maybe a power surge had fried the hub and was causing ghost readings. This was a Tier 3 problem, a juicy technical puzzle. I should have documented the sensor faults, closed the ticket, and recommended a system reset. But the text log didn't feel like a surge. A surge would be a blast of active-inactive signals. This had rhythm. The motion was sequential. Kitchen, then bedroom, then attic, then basement. A cycle. I wanted to know what that cycle sounded like. I broke Rule 2. I extended my log access window. I should have gone for a walk, got some coffee, anything. Instead, I hovered my cursor over the little speaker icon next to the live_feed button. The icon for ADM. What is the worst that could happen? I thought. I'll just hear the system tell me attic. Motion. Basement. Motion at double speed. I clicked it. The ADM program took a second to initialize. Then, the sound flooded my noise-canceling headphones. It wasn't the flat, synthetic male voice I expected. It was pitch-shifted. Deepened. It sounded thick, wet, like a voice speaking through mucus. Kitchen. Emotain. It gargled, the words dragged out. Basement. Emotain. The rate was slow. Too slow. According to the text log, these events were milliseconds apart. But ADM was rendering them as a slow, deliberate march. Attic. Emotain. Master. Bedroom. Emotain. The rhythm changed. The voice began to overlap itself. Kitchen, kitchen. Emotain, emotain. At-tick. At-tick. It was getting faster. The voice was losing its deep fake human quality, reverting to a rapid, clipped bark. It sounded less like a diagnostic tool and more like something reciting. It was mimicking the movement, but faster than the hardware should allow. 3:28 and 44 seconds AM. Device, all sensors. Status, active 3:28 and 44 seconds AM. Device, master_bedroom_light. Status, on. Brightness 100. 3:28 and 44 seconds AM. Device, all_smart_plugs. Status, on the log was completely lighting up. Every single device in the Penhaligon home had activated at the exact same millisecond. The hub was screaming data. In my headphones, the ADM voice became a single, static shriek. It wasn't pronouncing words anymore. It was just a raw, digitized wail of information being processed too fast. And then, just as suddenly, the shriek cut off. The log went completely silent. No more motion. No light changes. The master bedroom light was on, 100, and then nothing. It crashed, I thought, my heart hammering a chaotic rhythm in my ribs. The hub finally fried itself. I should have closed the window. I should have reported a catastrophic hardware failure. I should have remembered Rule 6. It was now 3:29 AM, prime calibration time. But I was still connected. The feed was silent. A pure, heavy silence, a digital void. 10 seconds passed. 20. And then, I heard a new sound. It wasn't the ADM voice. It wasn't synthetic. It was rhythmic. Soft. Faint, like a sound from the next room. Step, step, step. It wasn't hallway_motion. I wasn't reading data. I was hearing something. My headset was registered as a field diagnostic device. ADM was off, but the raw audio feed, the one that didn't exist in Tier 3, had somehow initialized. Step, step, step. It was a slow, deliberate walk. The steps sounded bare. A heavy, wet slap of skin on hardwood floor. Slurp thump. Slurp thump. I was paralyzed. I was listening to an elderly man in rural Vermont walk across his hallway in the dead of night. This was a violation. I could go to prison for this. But the steps weren't coming from the hallway. They were coming from my headphones. And they were getting louder. The perspective was wrong. The sound didn't seem to be original.